come with me to this time travel experiment. Look at this picture on your left. This is Rio de Janeiro, 1960. Don't they look healthy, lean? Now, look today. This is 2020, Brazil, Copacabana Beach, same place. What happened? Did we stop exercising? Did we get lazy? Do you think it was all our fault? So, my name is Roberta Batista. I'm a cardiologist, and today we're going to talk about heart health. But don't worry, this is not going to be a medical lecture. So please ask questions. And this is me. After finishing 3 residency, I had a feeling I want to study more. So I applied for a research fellowship at the Mayo Clinic, Rochester. And I applied for Preventive Cardiologist. And I have learned a lot about preventive cardiology, but also how to preventively survive on the snow. And when I got in Rochester, I was eating the same food I was used to eat when I was exchange student in Utica, New York in 2001. And I was gaining weight little by little on low carb. So after 4 months, I had already gained 9 pounds. And little by little, the weight was coming back. So I decided to stop eating the hospital food. No more donuts on the grand rounds, no more pizzas on the evening meetings. So I would cook and take food home to the hospital. And this is not just a personal story. Oops, sorry. Wait. Let me do it. Yeah. So this is not just a personal story. It's a whole world story. And little by little, you're going to see the country is being colored in red. And meaning from yellow to orange and red and dark red, getting more than 30% of the population being obese. So we got from a country being all yellow to now being all red. So this is a public health problem. And I got this question a lot. Why am a cardiologist so obsessive with weight? Because we already have a lot and large and good quality papers that link obesity to cardiovascular disease. And what links it is metabolic syndrome. And it might seem complicated to know if you have metabolic syndrome, but it's not. It's like 5 factors. And if you have 3 of them, you have metabolic syndrome. So if you have increased waist circumference or belly fat, if you have high triglycerides, if you have elevated blood sugar, if you have high blood sugar, and if you have a low ADL, if you have 3 of 5, you are in an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. But now I want to talk with you. And I want to know, and you're going to raise one hand, if you think, when I'm talking about heart disease, what do you think of? Raise one hand if you think about cholesterol. And raise 2 hands if you think about sugar. Oh! So, if you think about cholesterol, you're thinking about treatment. And if you think about sugar, you're thinking about prevention. And I need to tell the metabolic syndrome is like the base, but heart disease on the top, and on the middle, we have so many diseases that they have the metabolic syndrome as the root. So diabetes, osteoporosis, cancer, arthritis, pulmonary disease, mobility issues, depression, and the list goes on. And we are on a pandemic of metabolic syndrome, but the leading cause of death is heart disease. And American Heart Association, really a good, cool survey, and they asked Americans what they thought was the leading cause of death. And they only half of the population, they could answer that was heart disease. And this is so important because since 1921, in US, the leading cause of death is heart disease. So we're talking about like more than 100 years that we know that heart disease is the leading cause of death here in US, but it's the same in Brazil. So if we're being rational, we need to talk about heart disease and how to prevent heart disease, because this is going to be what's going to kill us. So to talk about prevention, we need to start talking about ultra-processed food. And now I don't want to make it too complicated. So I want everybody to think of one food that you should avoid and tell the person next to you. I'll give you 10 seconds and I'm going to tell mine. Don't worry. Okay, great. So, I'm gonna tell mine. Mine is soda. It has been 3 years I don't drink soda anymore. Thank you. And for me, it was really interesting because it was something I did on the day my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And I say, what can I do for me to make my health better? And then was soda. But I thought it was going to be easy peasy, but was not. Was something very difficult. And until today, I can say today, I can see a soda and say, I think I want to drink it. So it's very addictive, but we don't talk about this. And I'm telling you, we don't talk this on the medical field. So we need to say this more and have more conference like this, right? And just to give you examples, what's going on our supermarket. This is very, very popular juice here in the US. And when you look on the front package, you say, wow, very natural and healthy. I can buy for my kids. But please, turn the package back and look at the ingredients. And here we have 4 types of sugar. But why? Why they can just have like grape juice? Because it needs to be hyper palatable. It needs to have a lot of sugar to taste very sweet and to be addictive. And now let's go to this chocolate. And I want to know which of these, I'm not saying like you eat every day, but which of these do you buy more frequently? Raise one hand if it's a milk chocolate, and raise 2 hands if it's a dark chocolate. Wow, good. Yeah, you did good. And we say at a low carb community that we at the supermarket today, we have 2 products. And one is good and the other one is not. They have different prices and might have the same brand. So you need to choose the one that's good for your health. It might cost you $1 or $2 more, but it's worth it. And this is an example. Here, milk chocolate, you're gonna buy 10 ingredients, meaning first one is sugar. So you buying less, but buying more sugar. So, and then dark chocolate, they're gonna have sugar, okay? But all the ingredients are much better, like cocoa, fat, cocoa. See, there are ingredients better than the milk chocolate. And there are ingredients in milk chocolate that we don't even consider food. Like I don't have on my kitchen malt powder, lecithin. I don't cook with that. This is not supposed to be food. And so we are in this world of ultra-processed food, and we got the fear of the fat, not of the ultra-processed food. So what they made they made low-fat products for us, but very high carb. So we need to talk about fat to stop this fear of fat, because we have different types of fat. And you're gonna tell me now, are you afraid, raise your hands, if you're eating too many eggs, increase your blood cholesterol? Oh, good. And now, how many eggs do you eat a day? Show me with your fingers. 5, 2, 10, 6. Wow, great. 5, 4, 2. Okay, good. I need you to have a total protein, the goals. So let me explain that this is a very interesting slide, and there is a paper about this. So if anyone wants a paper afterwards to read, just ask me and I'll send it to you. Like, are you afraid of 3 Oreos, or are you afraid of 1 egg? They have the same amount of total fat. They have the same amount of saturated fat. And egg has cholesterol because it comes from animal. So we need to know which fat we're eating because they're different. But if you look, they have the same amount of fat. And here we have different types of fat, but which one do you think will clog your arteries? Yeah, that's right. So this is one paper I'm going to show you, and I put this paper here on purpose because I want to tell you this is something American College already know and is published since 2020. So red meat, dark chocolate, and milk, those are not linked and have never been linked to cardiovascular disease. So you don't need to worry about that. And now they're not afraid of low carb, high natural fat. I want to tell a story of a patient of mine. She is 65 years old. She was diabetic. She was on high blood pressure medication. She had pain joints every day. And she was not feeling well. She couldn't go to the gym anymore. She was very sad. And she went to my office and needed some help, and we helped her. And so she went on low carb. She did very good. And after 5 months, she had already lost 30 pounds. This is from October 25, to March 26. But then what happened? Her LDL went up. Her LDL-C went up. And her cardiologist called me to talk about it. And we had a long talk, very long. And I told him, well, she has been losing weight. She's going to the gym now. So I had to take her off the blood pressure medication. And she was not diabetic anymore. Everything else was going very well. She was happy again. But I know LDL went up. And we talk about being a balance. And then I'm going to show you, this is a paper, another one, but the last one. If everything else has increased, if we put this in a balance, her risk is less now than it was before. Because being a diabetes gave her 10 times a higher risk, 10 times higher than, for example, LDL is 1.3. So in a balance, she has a risk, for example, 1, and after it was 10. So she's better now. And what I always say to the patient that has LDL higher, let's follow. Do you have ApoB? Do you have ApoA? Do you have lipoprotein little a? Did you have your calcium score done? So let's look on the person, like a whole body, and talk about it. And we have very good and large studies to send to the doctors to talk about them and help them think about this. So my mission is to help my patients prevent and reverse metabolic disease by marrying nutrition and cardiology. So please don't fear the fat, but don't add it more. And fix your metabolism. Eat real food. Stop fearing natural cholesterol and protect your metabolic health. And it's never too late to change your health. Thank you so much. And thank you for Low Carb Cruise for inviting me to come to give this speech. I already